Hi! Hi, everyone. I'm Pat. I'm a Tactric. Welcome to Encounter Roleplay. Welcome to everybody joining us here on Twitch and those of us joining on YouTube later for the spookiness and scares today. Big shout out to our sponsors, Homegast, who gives us Cult Divinity Lost, which you should stay around for after this game because it'll be on later today. And it is also a sinister, twisty-turny modern horror game. Thanks to Modifius, who gives us a whole variety of games, including Star Trek Adventures, which you can catch tomorrow. And tomorrow you can also catch Atrium RPG, who's having a Kickstarter, and their game is all about building and exploring fantastic worlds. Like was already said, it's also September, so any subs get to give an auto success to the person of your choice. And yeah, today we are playing the Terror RPG from Donathan Fry and crew, which is a game that is all about escalating horror and shifting narrative control, and it's just going to be a blast. It's going to be a lot of fun. So what we'll do now is we'll go around, let everyone introduce themselves and their characters. Spencer's going to be just a little bit late, but we will do that for him as soon as we're able. So, Wally, why don't you kick us off?
Oh boy, me? Okay.
You.
First of all, a shout out to the people in the chat for the good old Guten Tag to everyone in the chat right now. I have a product I got to keep up with. Hey, my name's Wally. I am playing Damien, just your humble little tech blogger from San Francisco. That's about it. He's seen some stuff, and he feel like this will be a good chance to move on from his past. So here we go. Let's see how this turns out for him.
Yep, and I probably should have set the scene a little bit before making y'all introduce your characters. We are playing, everyone here is a contestant on the pilot season of a brand new reality show. It promises to be the next smash hit. The producers and casting directors have been vague on the details for the participating cast, explaining that part of the game is adapting in the moment to the rules as they come. What they do know is they've been whisked away to imagine in an undisclosed location where they'll be spending maybe their whole summers, and have to solve the mysteries of this new home in order to avoid elimination. So with that out of the way, why don't we go down to Chai? Tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Chai. I am going to be playing Sadie Ortega, who has also seen some shit, and thinks that because she has seen some shit, she deserves everything she could possibly want in life. And she has come on this reality show to try and win a whole bunch of money so she can have the ultimate fantasy dream wedding to her college sweetheart.
Yes, we love our Bridezilla, and it's going to be great. Nothing will go wrong. Kat, why don't you tell us about your character?
Hi, I'm Kat. I'm at Clark of Court, and I will be playing Caitlin O'Shea, who goes by Kate. Kate, we both use she, her pronouns, and Kate is the drummer in a band in the Seattle area. They've had some local success, a little bit of regional success, but they're looking to make their big break, and so she is the person least likely to be on a reality TV show, but everybody else in the band went, yeah, you're it. And Kate's not the kind of person to argue back with that kind of stuff. So here she is. She's not happy. She wants this over and done with. And she's ready to just, can we please, why am I here? Please don't make me do this. Okay, fine.
Fantastic. So, welcome to Kelboro Manor. Kelboro Manor is the first two. You've spent about 2 days so far in the house, which have been unremarkable. The house has been separated in two so that the full cast has not yet been able to meet and mingle. You've had that time to explore a few rooms that you'll be spending your time in over the summer. But now today comes the big announcement that you'll be meeting the entire cast over dinner, and the game will begin in earnest tonight. So, as we enter on your first dinner together, Kelboro Manor has many secrets, some of them big, some of them small, and a few of them terrifying. Kate, why don't you tell us one truth about our first scene of the game?
Oh, we have all been, when we all came back to our rooms before dinner to get ready, there were outfits that were laid out for us with a note that wasn't signed that just said, "You are expected to dress for dinner. This is what you will wear."
Nice. And the truth I will introduce, I'll add to that, is Kate, you recognize your outfit. Where do you know it from?
Way back when the band was first getting started, one of the places that they played was kind of like a retro style go-go club type place, and they all went shopping on the line and hit Goodwill and wore like very 60s mod kind of outfits. And so that's what's there, is it's this little plaid mini skirt with the knee-high white go-go boots at a top, and it's the exact same outfit that she had to wear for this gig.
Nice. So, starting out, you do find yourself, once appropriately attired, being welcomed back into the dining room area, which you've had access to. To set that stage for folks that were not there for our session 0 creation of all of this, the creepy rooms in this house. The dining room is what you would call 1800s fancy. It has got a very impractical, long, stretched out table where you are not near anyone that you're not as close as you should be to anyone, but if the table was packed to its capacity, you'd also not be able to talk to 99% of the people anyway. You are served on all fine china, though nothing appears to be from the same set. And your cutlery is stored on what appears to be an acupuncture dummy, where the points along the meridians are where the silverware is inserted. And for whatever reason, the walls are decorated with just diagrams of human anatomy. Specifically, there's a lot of focus on the brain and the sections and what they each control. With this semi-gruesome room, Wally, why don't you tell us what Damien is dressed in?
Damien is dressed in because the outfit that they laid out for him is old-timey outfits. They laid out for him I would say like a 1970s leisure suit. And he is not happy about that. But it fits him perfectly. So he can't complain because, it's very rare that he has clothes that fit him so well. But he is in a 1970s leisure outfit. It has just the shirt does not have buttons that go past like the middle of his chest. So it's just out there displaying, which is a kind of like a stark contrast to just his very smart, cool-headed persona that he carries with himself. And he just walks into there just looking awkward, but not awkward. Just he's fully intended what's going on in his mind. He's just, I don't like what I'm wearing right now.
And Shy, what is Sadie finding herself in?
Sadie finds, like, it's a bit of a flashback. It's her old prom queen dress that shockingly still fits, but it's got the sash and the like elbow length gloves and the ridiculous heels and just big satin ball gown prom dress that she hasn't worn in many years, but it was always like hanging up, like preserved in her closet, and suddenly it's here.
Perfect. So you do know you can see there are eight seats placed around this table, there's currently only 7 of you in the room. There's the 3 of you that are here. You see an older woman, appears to be in her 60s, a young, athletic-looking, early 20s fellow who, without half of you haven't spoken to him yet, but you can seems like the typecast reality show jock just from appearance. You see another man in his late 20s who is looking a bit worn from life, and then one very vocal woman in her late 30s as well. They all appear to be joining you. You don't see your 8th person. Now it's Sadie. It's you would have met our last guest. You would have met Arthur already. You do know that he's got a bit of a thing with noises, so occasionally over these last few days he's had to kind of take some extra time in his room to himself. You might assume that's what's happening now. But
Yeah,
what would you all like to do? Sorry.
Kate is she's sitting in her chair, very pulled in on herself, shoulders hunched. She kind of walked in that way with her head down, shoulders hunched. She's because she's 6 foot tall, very thin. She's now wearing go-go boots with 2-inch heels on them, and so she's extremely self-conscious, especially with the skirt. She always wears a t-shirt and jeans or a t-shirt and sweatpants, so she's extremely self-conscious. And she head down, shoulders hunched, kind of in on herself, and she doesn't even look at the cutlery statue. She just kind of absentmindedly grabs it, and sits down at her place. And as she's waiting for everybody else, she's picked up the fork and the knife, and she's just kind of absently drumming on the table, just beating out a tattoo, not even aware that she's doing it, as she just kind of looks at this plate and waits. She doesn't even know who's sitting on either side of her. She hasn't looked.
Damien walks
Sadie.
in and he sits down at a spot, and he kind of he pulls out the chair, and it makes that loud scrunch noise that wood chairs make against floors when they're really old and they're very heavy. And he's pulling it out, it's making a really loud noise, and he's just kind of cursing to himself, did not mean to draw this much attention to myself. But he's still slowly pulling the chair out because he's already sold into it, so he can't stop now. So he slowly pulls the chair out, and he sits down in it, and it makes an audible creak noise. And he's slowly trying to pull it in, but not push it. He's trying to use his weight to slide the chair back under the table. So it's making that loud crunch, screeching noise as he's hopping, sliding it under, over and over again. So it's a loud thud, creak noise until he finally stops and settles himself right where he wants to be.
Kate's putting flourishes in with those, so that with each thud, it's followed by a third flourish, and then there's the thud again. So she's not even thinking about it; it just happens. Thud, thud.
Oh my gosh!
Sadie is just sitting there quietly to herself, not paying much attention to she's looking around, but she isn't interacting really with anyone, and just very daintily taking off her gloves and placing them very neatly on the table next to her, and just very very daintily setting down to eat.
Yes. So, with these other some of, like I said, some of these folks you're meeting for the first time, does anyone think that are you all the chatty types, or are you waiting for these folks to come to you?
Yeah, Sadie is not about people and social interactions at all. She's not mean, she just does not really care one way or another. Like, if people talk to her, she will talk back, but she doesn't really connect. It's very, like, matter-of-fact, distant.
I think finally...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, after you, Kat.
I think Kate will finally kind of realize that there are people in the room. You know, that awkward silence has all of a sudden hit, and she'll kind of look up and see who's across from her, and that's the start of her interaction. It's just like,
I think directly across from you and sitting next to Damien is our oldest cast member, who I believe we said she might have been on your side of the house to begin with. So it's over those 2 days. I think even Damien would have known that this is Lynette. She's just a grandmother that's here. She just retired from nursing, and she's just here to show her grandkids that she's still able to be adventurous and be out there. And she is very much ignoring Damien's scooting as much as possible. But then as soon as it's done, is ready to just jump in and start chatting him up like there's no problem. Like, making it seem like nobody noticed. Oh, this is exciting, don't you think?
Yes, it is. It is pretty exciting. Where are you from, by the way? I mean, you seem pretty chatty. I assume you're probably from the Midwest. You're really chatty.
Yeah, I'm from Chicago. You know, yes, not big city Midwest, but you know, I picked it up with work. I need to talk to patients, and sometimes I just need to fill the space. But where did you say you were from again?
Oh, I'm from San Francisco. I mean, I just do, tech stuff over there, service people, fix my computer, that kind of stuff. A lot of my days is spent talking to people. So small talk isn't my thing. As I stare directly in the eyes when I say that.
She just, she pulls out like a little peppermint and just eats that. Like, the food has not been served yet and she's not waiting. She's reaching into her stash of hard candies, which she absolutely has.
I look at that, I'm like, oh man, I really want, it's like in the back of my mind, I really want one of those hard candies.
Kate dear, it's starting tonight.
Yeah, and she's all of a sudden realized what she's been doing with the drumming, and it's like being caught by your grandma at Thanksgiving when you're finally allowed to sit at the adult table, and you've done something that, yeah, and she, flatware goes down, hands go in her lap, she sits up very proper. Wow, this table's really, this table's really big. Do you have another one of those candies? I couldn't find a pocket. There's no. What is it with pockets and dresses and where am I? I couldn't. I need a snack. I'm so hungry.
It looks like Lynette is in some sort of like old ball gown, but she brought a fanny pack with her and attached that on top, and just reaching into the fanny pack. Did you need a caramel? Did you need a peppermint?
I'd like a caramel, please.
A peppermint would be okay. Yeah.
I think she gives you both one of each.
And Kate does that awkward, leans across this extremely wide table to get the peppermint, slide it over to her before picking it up, unwrapping it, popping it in. She's going to sit there very self-consciously sucking on this peppermint.
Yes. Welcome, Spence. Would you like to take a sec to introduce yourself, and then tell us a little bit about your character, who is just now joining us for dinner?
Lovely. Well, hi, I'm Spencer, or Spencer DVA on Twitter, Discord, all that fun stuff. I am playing Arthur Seeley, a college professor who joined this show because his students thought it would be a cool idea for him to join this show. So that's why he's here.
I mean, they were absolutely right. I can't think of any way they wouldn't be. So yeah, we are you were just spending a little bit of extra time in your room before joining what is the cast's first full dinner as a whole. Clothes were laying out for you all, like old-timey outfits. What clothes would have been laid out for him?
Phew. Considering his love of a lot of like really old clothing, probably like a. Is this like a super fancy dinner? I'm assuming.
The food has not been served yet, but they were formal outfits.
Okay. He'd probably have like a sort of like blue sport coat with like a matching color like sweater vest underneath it. Bow tie to match, has like a basically like tweed pants. He looks put together, but probably not as nice as some of the other people might look. I'm not sure.
No, it's so I think the open seat left at the table. It's on one of the ends, so you're only next to one person, and you're next to our resident reality show jock, Brad, who you have not met. He's on the other side of the house so far. So he looks like he's the same age as some of your students.
And he'll sort of sit down, and you see that one of the frames to his glasses is broken. He's like, "Well, hi. I don't think we've met before, Arthur." And he sort of extends a hand out.
Mm-hmm. Right, I'm Brad. Arthur. Okay. Look, it's very obviously like sizing you up. Just okay. I don't know that I'll need to remember that long. I'm here to win.
I mean, so am I, but couldn't hurt to make friends. And he'll sort of just awkwardly adjust his bow tie and
did you come to make friends, Arthur?
I mean, I wanted to try to.
Well, I wanted to try for the money. That's what I'm here for. That's why I'm not that worried.
So
from this awkward interaction.
Hey, Brad.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying is you're that one guy that comes on the shows and says, "I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to win." Is that what you're saying?
I just said that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's cliche, but it works.
No, it is incredibly cliche. But hey, if that's what you're going for, then hey, power to you. I mean, like, why don't we ask what everyone else is here for? I myself, I'm just here to try something new. You know, kind of get the ball rolling as a new chapter in my life, kind of thing.
Actually, I haven't seen you until today. What's your name?
Oh, my name is Damien. Oh, I should introduce myself. Wow. All right. Yeah, my name is Damien. Nice to meet you guys. I normally don't dress like this. I feel real exposed and awkward, but hey, let's go with this, guys. Yeah, I'm Damien. Nice to meet all you guys.
All right. I'm Arthur. I'm actually an English teacher at Otterbein University in Ohio. Yeah, I'm just here. My students thought it would be an interesting thing for their college professor to try, so here I am.
Oh, well, if no one else is going to go next, I'll go. And this is sitting next to Sadie. I'm Brandy. I'm recently divorced, so I am here. I need a little bit of cash following that, but I'm also here to maybe meet the next love of my life. You never know with these things.
I see. Good luck with that.
Good luck, Brandy. I am Sadie. I've already met the love of my life, and I am here to win the money for the fabulous wedding that I deserve. And sorry, you all are gonna lose.
Okay, girl, who
Okay.
is the lucky man? Who are you with?
That my college sweetheart, Drew.
Oh, college suite. Okay, okay. Well, that that's ignore me. That's going to be just fine.
I will ignore you. That is just fine with me.
Kate just thought you just hear a very quiet. And she realizes that there was silence. She's like, I'm Kate. I'm in a band, and exposure. Maybe if I don't win, if I do win, okay, great, yeah, because I go through a lot of drumsticks. We got equipment to pay off. Dad's touring, that kind of stuff. But yeah, so yeah, I'm Kate, and I mean, if I win, I win. If I don't, I want to last long enough to at least, kind of get some stuff out there on the band.
What kind of music do you play?
I mean, we play a lot of different stuff. Mostly, kind of just like Imagine Dragons kind of stuff. But we go a little bit harder. It's not quite that death metal kind of stuff. Maybe a little bit of punk thrown in. It's our own sounds, because my friend Lee and I we write the most of the music. We do a lot of original stuff. We do a few covers, Susie and the Banshees and type stuff. But yeah, mostly original stuff. We're up in the Seattle area, so like maybe if anybody's seen us, or we kind of tour the Pacific Northwest. If I'm talking too much, sorry.
I think halfway through this, Brad has gotten up and is just wandering around, not really listening to anyone. But then after Kate's gone, the last gentleman will be. I'm Harry. I'm just here to. And then, as he starts speaking, you all hear a big, just ding ding chime coming from the kitchen area. And it sounds like the waiter. Yeah.
Kate is up and moving to the kitchen.
Okay.
For all of the folks joining us, as Kate moves into the kitchen, what we see is, compared to the very wooden, classical atmosphere of the dining room, the kitchen itself is very metal and sterile and modern. There's no actual cooking equipment, because all of our cast's food just shows up on a dumbwaiter. Sometimes it's what they have requested to the house, and sometimes it's not. So there's just one dumbwaiter in the kitchen island where food comes up. We do have a walk-in wine closet there, so you have as much wine as you'd like. And the walls of this kitchen are decorated with essentially those meat haunch diagrams that you would see at a butcher's shop. That's what our walls here are, for all the cooking you aren't doing.
I always wondered why they put those things up.
Those things on the wall, those haunches?
Yeah.
I mean,
mostly because, right? Like, the Chaos Chorus just gave us 20 retweets. They put stuff like that up to celebrate things like that, because the Chaos Chorus does things like that.
Got it. So
Thank you, Chaos Chorus, for those 20 retweets.
So that will be a boon for our cast coming at some point.
I mean, there's also that weird place where the silverware is, and he'll sort of point to the other end of the kitchen, and you see, like, if I remember this correctly, it's like essentially like an anatomy dummy, where all of the silverware is sort of just shoved in. It's like, that doesn't seem practical.
Our older competitor, Lynette, dear, it's just to set a mood. It's all supposed to be haunted and murder mystery for the game. I'm sure it's just to creep you out, dear.
Yeah, but that's, even for like a haunted mansion kind of thing, that's still a little bit weird. I can deal with like the dumbwaiter bringing our food, even with the haunches there, but that doesn't sit right with me.
Well, it's kind of like that old Eddie Murphy movie, you know?
Oh,
you know the
God.
by the, you know, yeah,
like the one that's based
no
off
one
the
remembers,
Disneyland ride. Yeah,
that one. Yeah, it's like that one. You look around at that place, it's like, really, what did majority of that stuff, the purpose of like all those things in there serve? You know, it's like atmosphere kind of thing.
So, like, Sadie, what do you think? Because I mean, you're getting married and all, and like a friend of mine, Leah, she has one of those, the knife holders for her kitchen knives. That's a guy, and so all the knives are sticking out of him. Only hers is labeled "My Ex." But I mean, a really cool wedding gift or something.
Ooh.
And Sadie's
right.
just like making a face, and she's like, well, that's certainly interesting. I hadn't thought of that. I don't know. I think I might go with something a little more elegant. But it's a nice thought.
Well, I mean, it comes in chrome.
Yeah, chrome is the go-to aesthetic. It seems like, especially for newly engaged couples. I think chrome has always been the go-to aesthetic, right? I don't know. I mean,
Brad emerges from the wine. Brad emerges from the wine cellar, just drinking straight from a bottle. Does nobody else want their food? The food's here. There's a note.
There's a note?
Kate's been passing out plates. Kate's just been taking plates and setting them on the table.
What does the note say, though?
Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Enjoy the final meal before the game begins. After you're done eating, rooms of the mansion will be opened. You all have access to yada, yada, yada. Explore, and then the first selection ceremony will be tonight.
Selection ceremony. That sounds great.
Yeah. Well, you need competitions to eliminate people, so somebody wins.
Somebody's me.
I mean,
it's each of your plates. You all notice is whatever your favorite food is what your character is being served tonight. Whether you have expressed that in the house or not.
This is eerie. I mean, I don't remember filling out anything on the questionnaire talking about my favorite food.
Yeah, neither do I. It was just like a, here's your name. I mean, it just asked the basic kind of questions, almost like a work application.
Kate's just eating.
Yeah,
she's not even concerned about it. She's starving.
Her plate makes no sense because it's a whole bunch of like different things that don't go together at all. There's like egg rolls and garlic bread and Alfredo and a burrito. Like none of it makes any sense. But she's all like, this is the best meal ever.
I think Damon's plate is a lot like that also. It's very much like the equivalent of something you would see as someone who took a plate, went to a buffet, and just grabbed a little bit of everything.
Beautiful. I think Arthur's food would probably just be just like insert any Chinese food here, and it's just like a plate of one thing, and he's just sort of even like, the randomly huge portions you get when you go to like a hibachi place. There we go. And he's just sort of very hesitantly, but still eating, like picking at it. It's like, how do they know this?
Kate's got probably 2 inches worth of sliced prime rib that is just from the center where it is just red, and a massive baked potato that is loaded with butter, sour cream, chives, bacon, little bit of cheddar, and surprisingly, there's just this mound of broccoli there as well, and she's just tucking in.
Got it. Yeah, so I'd say, in the interest of time, the dinner proceeds as awkward as your fellow guests can make it. You all have a lovely meal, and then once everybody is done, you hear very audible, like, unlocking, like, deadbolt sounds. Like, you think it's probably being put in through some speakers for effect, because otherwise those would be some loud-ass doors. And what we'll do now is you are all welcome to explore this mansion. You can go individually, in groups. You can take people with you. Where would you like to go?
I assume
and anything you'd like to do before that.
Okay. Did we receive like any sort of indication as to what rooms were what, or is it just?
Nope.
Oh, I wonder what's. Oh, good.
Oh.
That's always the fun way of doing it.
Yeah, you've got what you would notice immediately is that they're essentially areas you didn't have access to before. There are some stairs going down, there are some stairs going up, and then a hallway leading off on this floor as well.
Okay. Arthur will sort of look to, I guess, one of the new people to him in this house, just like, Damien, if you don't mind making friends, might as well explore this place with somebody.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I am here to make friends, and I look at Brad, and I do this. A friend is a real sign of a winner. And he goes over to go the chore with him.
He yells out behind, as you all are leaving, $signs are the signs of a winner.
Dick.
I yell like, no, they're not! $signs are just $signs!
I think those are the kinds that are best ignored. I have plenty of students like him. You much of the bookish type, Damien?
Oh, yeah, I like to read a lot. A lot.
Okay, cool.
I read a lot I do a lot of reading.
Then, let's see if maybe there's a library or a study of some sort in this place, I guess.
Actually, that's a good idea. I've been meaning to try to find some place around here that has some books.
Oh, thank God somebody like me.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm glad at least there's someone around here who likes to read. I mean, it definitely wasn't going to put past, that guy. And I point to Brad from the outside of the hallway that we're in. I point to him. I mean, he looks like the type who doesn't enjoy a good book.
Probably not.
Well, I'd say if we go by the art of deduction, we could go upstairs.
Yeah.
As you point at Brad, you see that he's definitely wandering off on his own. So, what would Sadie, before we jump to the study, what do we think Sadie and Kate are getting up to?
Well, now that we're done eating, Sadie probably put her gloves back on. And probably like looking around, like she knows the rooms that were open, like on the rotating basis, and definitely wants to take in what else is here, just size up the place and the competition.
All right. So you don't want to be traveling alone, it sounds like, then. You want time to observe someone?
Yeah, I definitely would be more going with group of people or a few people. Definitely not alone at all.
What about Kate?
Kate she's kind of opening up doors and peeking in things, and I think she finds the stairs that go up, and she can there's kind of a chilly, musty smell to it, and then she realizes that the walls of this dark stairway aren't screens but stone, and she's been very unsettled by the walls all being screens and all these projections in all of these places. So I think she's like, she looks around to see if anybody's watching, and then she's just going to slip right up the stairs.
Got it.
And
why don't we? We haven't made any rolls yet. Why don't we make a roll and see how successful you are at sneaking?
Okay.
Why don't we do? How about a quickness roll or cool? It's cool. This would be a cool roll.
Cool. Okay. So I just my cool is 2, so I just roll 2d6. Is that correct?
That's correct, and you want a matching number. So you want to roll doubles.
Nope, that didn't happen.
So, yeah, we'll come back to that. But Kate starts going up the stairs on her own. So if you would like to be watching someone as you walk the house, you've got several of our NPCs to pick from if you'd like a traveling companion. If you don't say anything, our chatty divorcee is like sticking to you like glue. She thinks you two are best friends already.
Oh, she's probably.
Oh, not sorry, not Kate.
Oh.
As far as Kate knows, Kate made it up the stairs without being seen. Sorry about that. Should have clarified. So, Sadie, if you would like to be watching somebody in the group, you've got.
No, Sadie would probably be more sticking with like Brad because he seems to be the biggest competition, and Sadie's here to win.
Nice. Yeah, I think then for easiness sake, our remaining NPCs will explore the first floor on their own. Lynette will. I'm going to stick with the first floor. I can't. The stairs aren't great for me. Not for the hips. You all have fun. All right. So why don't we will jump to Damien and Arthur. We will say that you all have found the study. So, since we're starting a new scene, Kelboro Manor has many secrets, some of them big, some of them small, a few of them terrifying. So, why doesn't Arthur tell us the truth about this new scene? And then we'll jump into what y'all are finding.
Oh man. I think somewhere in this library, there's a lot of, I'm not sure if it would be like a secret room or they're interspersed throughout all of the many, many shelves that are probably in here, is like a bunch of books about like famous cult leaders and like famous serial killers somewhere that they aren't all in one place. You'll probably be looking and it's like, oh man, look at all these things from Lewis Carroll, and oh, here's a book about Charles Manson. Why is this here? Like,
and I will say the truth I'll add on to that is the reason you're able to find these odd books so easily is because the other books that you reach for are all like, they may be labeled as books, but they're empty inside, or some of them are just like models of books. Like they're obvious fakes on closer inspection.
And okay, so Arthur sort of puts his glasses back on, even though the frames are broken, and he sort of grabs one of the, I guess he'll grab one of the real books and sort of start flipping through it. Oh. Okay.
Yep.
Hey,
And it's
what's
to paint. Go ahead.
what do you see there that no one says, "Oh," for no reason?
I mean, fair point. This is... I do a lot of research on this. It's not weird, I swear. This is a book about Dean Quarrel. He was a serial killer that ran out of, I think it was Houston, back in the 80s. That guy didn't do a lot of good things, obviously. And he sort of closes the book and slides it back into its place on the shelf. And a lot of these books just aren't real.
I grab a book, and I'm like, "This is cardboard. This is what." I grab another one. This is empty cardboard. What is this? This. No,
To paint a little bit more of a picture for you all. Very Victorian era study. There's a model of a globe sitting by like a thick wooden desk with an old-timey gramophone next to it, and some wax cylinders for it. There are picture like Bell's library from Beauty and the Beast in terms of how many freaking books there are in this room, though clearly they're not all real. And there is a second floor area that looks like it's got a bit of a glass skylight and an orrery up there, essentially a model of the solar system. And there is a skeleton of a bear as taxidermy in one corner of the room.
This place has a bit of a hard time deciding what it is.
It's as if people just came together and just made up the place.
Yeah, but I don't think I've ever really seen one of those before. And he points over to the gramophone and the wax cylinders.
I've always read about these in books. I always wanted to try one, to be honest.
I mean, we've got time to explore. We might as well check it out.
Yeah. I go over to the gramophone and grab one of those wax cylinders, and I step into place.
To make it interesting, why don't we make this an empathy roll for you, for your supernatural awareness, to determine what recording you pick?
Oh no! But empathy's not what I'm good at.
I mean, you've got a crit success.
It was like two ends of the spectrum when I rolled.
Yep. So that would be a failure. Things are still going to essentially. You still pick a wax cylinder. I get to add a truth to the situation now instead of you, and you do take a terror point from that.
Oh boy. So,
you choose a wax cylinder out and insert it into the gramophone. Initially, so I know Arthur has a white noise machine. If you've ever played around with those where there's like a celestial setting to it, where it's almost just like supposed to be the sounds of space, that's kind of what's coming out of the gramophone now. It's a little bit of white noise, space tones. And as soon as that starts playing, one of the bookcases on a wall opposite the room slides open.
Okay, not a fan.
I think that attracts Arthur's attention away from the gramophone enough where only Damien hears. You hear like this sudden gurgle through that space, like. Definitely not like a creature you've ever heard of, but there was like intent to it. It didn't sound like a random sound. And as soon as that happens, cylinder cuts off.
I try
just sort of staring.
Replay it.
Sorry, go ahead.
I try to replay the sound again so I can hear it. I get a good hear of it. And I say to myself, like, I swear to gosh, if this like sound is not there when I play it again, that's it. That's it. No, I play it again, see what happens.
What sound?
Everything okay?
No, nope, not one bit. Nothing's no. This is not. I played the wax thing. I played this wax cylinder, and it made a noise. And now I decided, oh, this noise is bothering me. I would like to hear it again. And so I decided to play it again. And now that noise isn't there, you're probably thinking no.
No, I'm not the hugest fan of that either. But it did do that, and I point to the open bookcase. Was it like, did it like pull back and slide over, or did it kind of like pop open like on a hinge?
Let's say the first slid over.
Okay. What's in that room?
I don't know. Would you like to go look in that room?
He kind of looks over to
We're
Damien.
gonna have to. I'm staring at the wax cylinder, then I look over at the door just opening up. Oh, better judgment is telling me nothing because I don't listen to my better judgment. And I walk over to the room.
Okay, I guess I'm following him.
Well, I mean, you don't have to follow me. I just really like mysteries. That's all.
Yeah, but friend of a winner, and I'll follow him.
So it's what you all go into this room. It's very much. It's similar to the rest of the house, in which I don't know if we described that a good chunk of this house has essentially walls that are like big screens that they can project whatever they want on. Currently, the projections on all four walls are just black brick. Very dark room. And the only thing in the middle of this room is... God, there's not really a good word for it besides those conspiracy boards. The people... You see like two chalkboards in the room with just string, frantic writing all over, connecting what looks like a bunch of newspaper clippings.
What the hell?
I go over to one of the newspaper clippings and just kind of look at one.
Now, if it's okay with y'all, what I'd like to do is pass the scene off to somebody at that point, so we can jump in with the rest of the group.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll let you all pick, because whoever we pass the scene to gets a spotlight and gets a motivation dice from
yeah.
that.
Ooh,
I'd like to see what's going on with Kate right now.
Yeah,
I'm not sure about
she
you.
went by herself. Yeah, she went on a solo adventure. We gotta see what's gonna happen. That just acts for trouble.
Exactly. My kind of guy.
Got it. So, Kate, we did leave with a failed roll for you there that there hadn't been consequences to yet. So as you're walking up this, it's like a stone spiral staircase. As you said, this is one of the only areas in the house that you found that appears to be actual stone, as opposed to those screens. Mm-hmm. It's gone up quite a bit. If you had to guess, you'd say you've already gone up 1 or 2 stories in this thing. And you start hearing footsteps behind you. Well, not like heavy on stone footsteps, but like it's almost like somebody was stepping on like broken branches in the woods. You just hear a crunch and a crunch and a louder crunch.
She's actually going to start moving faster. She will end up, she's got one hand on the wall, and she's now she started walking more quickly, and then she started taking steps 2 at a time, because again, she's got these really long legs, and she's also there hasn't been a lot of opportunities to exercise other than, whatever she can do in her room. And she's, physically active kind of person, and so it feels kind of good to actually, and so she's just stretching those legs and booking it up those stairs, trying to ignore the fact that there's crunching sounds coming from behind her.
Yeah, it's so from the failed roll, you do take a terror point,
Okay.
and you are running up these stairs, and you come to. I assume we're going to the tower, correct? That's kind of what you wanted to investigate.
Yep.
Yeah. So you emerge into kind of just again this blank stone cold room with two smaller doors leading off to the sides. And just another stone wall in front of you. And you've raced up there. Your heart is beating, but you can still hear these footsteps behind you.
Um, is there any light in the room? Can she see anything at all?
There are two like arched windows above you that appear to be letting in sunlight. Like they look like windows. You're not familiar with the architecture of the house, so you suppose it could be artificial from a set, but it looks real enough.
Okay. She's looking around to see if there's anything that she can kind of hide behind, you know, a corner that she can kind of crouch into, deeper shadows, where she can kind of watch to see who's following her up the stairs.
There are two side rooms that you could go to, or there are. This room is tough. It's really just there's one wooden table kind of in the middle of it. You could always. It's not something you'd be able to hide under, but you could. No one else has seen this room yet. You're the first one up there. You could put it on its side if you wanted. You could use it for cover.
She's gonna. I think she's standing there, kind of looking around real quick, trying to figure out. Shit. And she's just gonna go to the door on her right.
Got it.
She's gonna kind of open it up and just slip through quietly, very quietly, close it behind her, and kind of lean on it, keeping her hand on the doorknob.
Let's get. I feel like hiding is cool, unless I'd accept quickness too. I'd accept either of those two rolls. But I think to see how well you're hidden from your pursuer would be a roll. I think you're muted.
I do this so well. Kate is going to. I'm going to use quickness. She's not very cool, but I think she's just quick enough that's what she was hoping for, is to be quick enough to get out of the way.
And you do have a success rewarded to you as well.
Oh, you know what? Let's do that. Let's take the auto.
Okay. In that case, it's you managed to slink into this side room. And what is the truth you'd like to introduce to the scene?
This is another set of stairs, but it's much narrower. And this is very worked, smooth stone, whereas the other was kind of rough and like river stone, rounded mortar type stuff. This is very smooth, very worked stone. It's practically seamless.
As you make it behind this door, you still hear crunch, crunch. Sounds like it's in the next room now, walking around.
She's all but holding her breath. She just kind of leans against this door with her hand on the handle and just trying to be as still and as quiet as possible.
Yeah, you from the other side, you hear, hello? Kate, didn't you go up here? It sounds like Brandy. But you hear a crunch and a crunch. Kate!
She'll sigh, open the door a few inches. Yeah, what is it, Brandy? What the hell are you wearing on your feet?
As you open the door, she was looking towards the other room, and she jumps, like not knowing you were going to be behind her, and kind of knocks into that door. And what? I'm not wearing it. And her voice gets interrupted by just a chorus of just cawing and just birds screaming from the room behind her. What the hell is that? Did you look in here?
Those would be birds.
Throws the door open. It looks like a bunch of empty cages. Like this used to be a rookery. Well, where the hell are the birds?
I don't know. Maybe they had like some recording or something set up so that when you opened the door, it tripped a recording. I mean, and they're watching us. Who knows? There's probably hidden speakers. They're probably recording us, everything we say, not just watching, and so they can cue up sound effects. They're just trying to make it spooky.
Now I think you're right. I think that's I don't like that. That's weird. Did you find anything?
Just another set of stairs going up. It's all just kind of narrow.
Okay. If it's okay with you, I'd like to cut away again.
Okay.
And let's pop over to Sadie. So Sadie, you are following Brad, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Probably mosey downstairs, maybe, just because people seem to have been going other directions. And it's like, haven't checked out down here.
Got it. So if you're following Brad and he's moving in that direction, you see him go through a set of double pane doors into what looks like outside.
I didn't know we could get outside.
Now, are you trying to sneakily follow it, or are you just?
No.
Okay, so it's got it. So
just
what you see,
hey, yeah, just you think you're the strongest one here. Let's lead him to think like the strong ones stick together.
Got it. So it's what you see in the backyard. There is a lap pool. There's a topiary area with a bunch of unhappy-looking animal cuts. There's a set of like free weights, like a treadmill, an exercise machine in one corner, and then a big chunk of the yard is taken up with a human-sized chessboard, like very big and marble. And that is what Brad is currently looking at.
Some decent workout equipment. That would have been nice these past few days.
Right? That's what I said. Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. Like,
so are we teaming up? Is this like an alliance?
Hey,
you get it. You get it.
Yeah, we seem to be the strongest ones here, so let's stick together, eliminate the rest of them, and then, me and you can see who's really the top dog.
Got it. Yeah, so in that case, let's look around. There's got to be clues out here. That's what all the rooms are for, right? So let's look.
Yeah.
If Sadie could roll smarts for me, and let's see how she does at spotting anything out here in the backyard. Ooh, that's a double 6. You succeed. So, what is the truth of what you find out here in the backyard? Introduce a truth for us.
I think looking around, Sadie goes over towards the pool and she sees that there's something on the bottom. Can't quite make out what it is, but there's definitely something down there. It's kind of, the light's not great. And be like, hey, Brett, there's something down there. Like, I'm not jumping in this dress. You think you could go see what that is?
Before you even finish your sentence, like his top is off and he's diving into the water.
So he's just like, nice.
Yeah, you see him go down to the thing that you saw and like he's poking at it. It's not he's having trouble, like he's trying to grab something and can't quite get it. Do you have any other truths you want to add to this, or are you okay with me going with what he finds?
I think like I would look if he seems to be having trouble. Sade would like be looking around to see if there was something she could maybe like the net or like the skimming net or something that she could like reach to him to try and like, hey, try this.
Yeah, he surfaces. He's just like, that's not. It's not a thing. It's like a crack. It's like a crack in the bottom of the pool. But like, I put my fingers in, I couldn't find anything to grab, but the water's not flowing, so it's like whatever's there is full, I guess.
Weird.
I mean, the whole thing is weird. I don't know. Maybe we need to make the hole bigger. Maybe there's like something down there.
Yeah, maybe there's some sort of like way to get under the pool.
I mean, there was more down we could have done, I guess. And it's at that point that everyone in the house starts hearing not like a fire alarm, not like an alarm klaxon or anything like that, but if you've been in an arcade and like the sirens that go off when somebody wins, you all start hearing that. And you would know the rec room is one of the areas y'all have had access to, which is essentially like it's full of arcade games. So you would know that's where the sound is likely coming from.
Should we go check that out?
Yeah, let's go. He's again like bolting. He's got very. You get the sense that he does not have great impulse control.
And Sadie books off after. Although she probably like pauses for just a second to take her heels off. And then like just carrying them in her hand as she chases after Brad.
From there, why don't we jump back to our secret conspiracy room? So Arthur and Damien, you all just found this room. You just found these conspiracy boards, which you're about to read, and you hear the rec room going off. You do know that what Brad said, the note said, was that something is starting tonight. There's going to be some selection process. So do you want to stay and investigate this room, or are you going to investigate the sound?
Oh, boy, I really want to stay here and just look at this, but we got to play this game.
Yeah, probably, but I mean, you don't think it hurt to just take a couple of these? Would
I take one off the thing? I'm already, as soon as he says that, you turn over, you look at Damien, he's already plucking one off the wall. It's like,
that's fine. And Arthur will grab one too.
So are you, how would we do, in the process of grabbing all these, are you trying to maintain any of these like connection lines going between things, or are we just grabbing articles?
I am specifically trying to find the one that has the most connection lines going to it and use that as kind of a keystone to figure out other stuff.
Oh, Arthur's just grabbing a random one.
Perfect. All right, so y'all can have some of those news articles, and then it sounds like we're taking those with us as we run?
Yeah.
Or are we looking at them here?
I look at the one that I took a look at one that I took before, like doing that weird, like, walking while reading kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Arthur would probably just glance at, he'll probably just like glance at the headline of his and see what that says, and then he would just make his way.
Yeah. So Arthur's, let's say yours, the headline is Co-ed Massacre. Like bloody remains found at old estate. And then Damien's, yours is Astronomy Society missing after dinner party at Palatial Mansion.
Ah, well, that's not self-assuring at all.
As they're sort of walking down, there's just like, so what did yours say?
That an astronomy club suddenly disappeared after they visited a gigantic fallacious mansion much like this one.
In fact,
That
what you would
doesn't
notice.
sound. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's what you would notice if you were both like kind of holding these out and reading as you ran. If you kind of held them out to each other, the mansion looks pretty much the same in both of them, and the name Kelboro appears in both of them. But your article about the co-ed massacre is from the 90s and appears to be something in Northern California. Whereas the Astronomy Society is something from the 1920s and in New England. But the house looks almost exactly the same.
Okay. Fuck that.
Yeah. So, you know,
I have an idea.
I'm going to take the logical approach to this and say, hey, maybe they faked these newspaper articles and then they just decided to put it up on here to, add to the atmosphere. I'm going with the Eddie Murphy argument here and saying that the things in here are just random things placed here to add to the atmosphere.
Yeah, or it could be real and it's like a whole Pepe Sylvia thing.
I mean, where does the mail go? But yes, it could be that. It could be that. I'm just trying to be realistic here.
Sorry, is Damien slowing down the run to look at any of the other articles he got?
I am slowing down the run to look at the other articles because now Arthur put this stuff in my head now, so I'm like, let me see this other stuff just in case there's some weird connection.
Walk and read, sure. Damien. Walk and read.
Yeah, right. I walk into a wall and I keep on going.
Okay.
So there's one that is very old, the oldest of the bunch, and it's talking about an old Bulgarian tale from like the 1600s. Has a hand-drawn picture of a manor that, again, looks like the same manor, talking about a countess that was accused of being a witch and luring folks to her estate to drain them of their blood for occult rituals. Then you want to keep flipping through these?
I'm gonna keep flipping through. Yeah.
There's another one, like late 19th century, talking about this one being in the English countryside, talking about an esteemed nobleman who was very known for his hunting parties and taking essentially younger folks there to mentor them and show off skills until at one party everyone mysteriously disappeared.
Let me guess, is the picture of the house in there? Does the house look like? Okay. I once again am leaning hard into the Eddie Murphy defense, but I'm starting to question things otherwise.
Okay, let's stop flipping through those and figure out what's going on in the rec room.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Let's pop over to Kate at this point. So it's you and Brandy are up in the tower, hearing a bunch of birds that weren't there, and then this alarm starts going off as well.
I'll look at Brandy and go, I think that's a smoke alarm, maybe? Is it?
It sounds to me like when we were practicing with the skee ball game, like when you get a bunch of the jackpots.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, do you think it's a trick and we should keep? Unless it's the game.
Maybe.
Sorry, I'm being indecisive. You go ahead and talk.
It's all a game. I mean, somebody wanted skee ball. Okay. this is, and she's gonna pause for a moment, and then she's just gonna sing a note just to test the acoustics of the room, because that's something that if you're a singer or performer that you do, especially if you're in a stone room, you want to hear those acoustics. And so that's exactly what she's just kind of like whatever with the alarm, and is testing out the acoustics. She'll actually walk over to the table and start kind of, she pulls out a set of drumsticks from her go-go boots and starts just kind of drumming on the table, and is just kind of noodling some tunes and some rhythms. And within about 10 seconds has forgotten Brandy, has shut out the alarm from her mind, and is lost in the sounds that she's creating in the reverberations and the echoes. And that's
Well, okay, darling. I'm just gonna go see what that is in case it matters for the big game. But you have fun. Someone will come and let you know what's going on.
oh, you think it's, and that catches her attention. Oh, right, yeah, big game. She puts the drumsticks back in her boots and follows behind Brandy, but she's kind of eyeing that door that she had gone behind with the smooth walls. Like, I'm coming back for this. I'm going to be checking that out. But she'll follow Brandy.
All right. With everyone converging back then in roughly the same location, I think Sadie and Brad were probably closest, and they get there first. I think everyone else will probably show up at roughly the same time. It's just Sadie. You enter the rec room, which you all did have access to beforehand. This is an area that's got a bunch of classic arcade games, pinball machines, a pool table, there's skee ball, and y'all a bunch of things that have been giving y'all tickets since you entered the house, but you haven't had anywhere to exchange tickets for anything. And one of the walls is further back. You've been stuck in the same rooms for about 2 days now. You definitely notice that one of the walls has kind of receded back, or maybe opened up, and that's where the winner alarm seems to be going off. There is now what looks like a prize wall. And since we have a boon to establish, you see Brad fumbling around. Obviously, he didn't pack any of his tickets with him. But I think for a boon, you've got a handful of raffle tickets that you kept with you.
Yeah, they're probably in my little clutch where I've got my lipstick and, extra mascara and some bobby pins, and I'm like, oh. And then Sadie would go up to the prize wall, and what sort of prizes or whatever?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. There were 5 total prizes to choose between. There is what looks like a already worn and broken open glow stick necklace. An old riding crop. A bronze sundial. A silver locket. And an oven mitt? Question mark?
Oh my gosh. First of all, both of you to assume that Damien would not have packed those tickets with him from start. But he definitely
Damien wasn't in the room yet.
Oh, okay.
All right. I'd say as Sadie is getting up to the wall now with her tickets, everyone else kind of converges on the room.
I think Sadie would go towards the locket because she wants to see what's in it.
Mm-hmm. So I'll say there is a. Let's treat it like it's a vending machine. There's a station for you to put the tickets in, and then you can kind of hit a button for which one you want.
Yeah.
So Sadie has put
like
her tickets in
glances
as
over
everyone else walks out.
and
Does it work? She's watching. Kate's watching Sadie to see if it actually works before she runs to her room to get her tickets.
I would
So
put in the thing to get the locket and see.
Got it. So essentially you've loaded up your tickets. It showed up as like a little counter, went up to 1, so you can make 1 selection. So do you want to make your selection?
Yep. I mean, like, oh, B5.
All right. It's a locket. The other 4 kind of recede back into the wall on some sort of mechanism, and the locket slides into a little chamber for you.
And I like just go and reach in and just kind of eyeball it a bit and open it up.
Yep. So I will say we've definitely entered kind of the second hour of the game, where at each point in time with this game you lose 1 dice from your pool. You're never below 2 dice for a standard roll or 1 dice for a desperate roll. So you are opening the locket. Go ahead and I'll let you pick. I feel like this would either be a desperate empathy or a desperate cool roll.
They are both the same and terrible. So if they're desperate, I'm only rolling 1 die.
Yep. So you need all right. So for everyone watching, to pass a desperate roll, you need a 6 on one of your dice, which we did not hit there. So go ahead and roll another d6. That is how much terror you're going to take. Okay, only 2. That's fine. So you open up this locket, and 1 half of it looks like it's a reflective mirror on 1 half. It's heart-shaped, of course, because why wouldn't it be? So one side is a heart-shaped mirror. The other side is it looks like this crusted, faded painting of almost like a corpse, gaunt, thin face. But the truth I'm going to add from the failed roll is that as you lock eyes with this face, it blinks, and the face just starts filling up and regressing in age until it's just this beautiful woman who is then also Sadie, in the mirror standing behind you.
Sadie would definitely gasp and scream and drop the locket and whip her out
Oh, there's no one there. But the glass definitely broke when you dropped that.
Hey. What the fuck? What's up? Something happened?
When do you guys look at this? There's someone there.
Wait, someone...
Nope.
Someone where? Someone where? Oh, no. No, Arthur's right. No, because I'm hearing sounds that are not there anymore. We found this, and I pull out the clippings about Murder House, which just happened to look like this house. All right? And I am tired of resulting to Eddie Murphy to kind of keep me stable and sane during all this. I'm beginning to think, things aren't quite right here.
The clippings are probably staged. It's part of the thing, right? To scare us. They made them all up.
It's like a haunted house. They can't touch you or anything.
Yeah, it's the sounds of what we heard upstairs.
Wait, what did you hear upstairs?
Brandy opened up a door, and all of a sudden you heard the sounds of these birds screaming and stuff, a bunch of crows or whatever, and there were a bunch of empty bird cages in the room. But I mean, like, we know that they're filming us. We know that they're listening to us. So there's no reason why they don't have speakers planted everywhere and are just like queuing up sounds. And I mean, they put those clippings there for you guys to find. The whole place is supposed to be creepy. Yeah, okay, so they're doing creepy stuff. You know, they put a creepy painting in your locket. I mean, that's the
Yeah,
game.
I mean, but also,
And Kate picks
like,
up the locket.
Does Kate look inside?
Yeah, Kate. I mean, she's expecting to see something creepy, a creepy picture. You know.
There is just a old-timey painting of what appears like a lovely woman, and then a cracked mirror on the other side.
I mean, there's cracked mirror. There's a painting of a woman. I mean, it's a locket, and she just kind of holds it up with the locket open and dangling it from her fingers. It's a locket. It's got a cracked mirror in it and a painting. That's.
I take the locket
The
and I look
painting
it over.
changed. Like,
Damien is looking the locket over. Go ahead and make me I want to say it's a smarts roll to investigate.
Ha! My best one. I'm good at smarts. I got tons of smarts in my head.
Actually, what I'd like to do is use one of those crits that I've got.
I didn't even roll yet.
I didn't know if I had to say it before you rolled, but just to save the heartache of if you rolled well.
I just love like the fact you're like, it's like, hey, here's $1. Nope, you're not fast enough.
Yep. So you see all of the same things I just described to Kate, but what you notice taking a closer look at the mirror is that in the areas that there are cracks, it's like as it's getting waved around, there's almost like blood dripping out of the mirror. And go ahead and roll a d6 for terror.
Oh boy.
Actually, no, it wasn't a desperate roll. You just take one. Sorry.
I just take one terror?
Yep.
Okay. I look at this and I'm just like, okay. You know what, guys? I am with her because I just saw something really messed up in this. And on top of that, the mirror was bleeding. Mirrors don't bleed.
I mean,
special effects. I mean, come on, special effects.
Oh, I'm 100% here for
I mean,
stage
effects.
That small.
Yeah, thank you. See, Arthur, excellent point. By the way, excellent point, Professor. Thank you. But
they do all kinds of cool shit now with stage effects and special effects.
Oh, I agree they can do all kinds of cool shit with stage effects. That's my jam. I'm all about that. But on a little tiny locket like this?
Okay, here's something else for you to consider. Do you know what a magic trick is?
Yes,
I
am fully aware with it. It's called an
okay,
illusion.
so you tricked it. Right, so you accidentally tripped a magic effect.
All right. You know what? I'll accept that. Yes. It's just I like being able to figure things out. And when I can't figure things out, I get a little bit antsy.
So take apart the locket.
I mean,
I'm sorry, Sadie. I mean, do you care, like, if we break the locket to see if we can figure out why it's doing that?
Nope, I want no part in that. You all do whatever you're gonna do.
I am going to take this locket apart.
I don't need it.
One more thing.
I will take it apart then.
One more thing you would have noticed. The face in the locket, you've seen that drawing before, Damien.
Oh no!
And I think Arthur did too.
Oh no!
Is it the witch from the 1600s article?
Oh yeah. Who else would it be?
Cool.
Oh, cool. You know that scene in like I Am Legend when Will Smith is like, no, that's what Damien is doing right now with this locket. He just takes a locket, sets it down on the table, like, nope, here, and he gives Kate the article about the witch. Here, look at that article.
Okay.
witch
Yeah,
came
and
to this house, killed a bunch of people, and drank their blood. What did I see in this locket? Same lady in the locket in this article, and now there's blood in the mirror.
okay, so
Right,
you know for a fact that this article is real. And I mean, in the
Yes.
1600s, I mean, every woman that looked funny at a man got charged with witchcraft. You know, they made
right,
up all kinds of stories about it. You really think that there were witches back then that were going around drinking blood?
I mean, there are witches now.
Yeah.
To drink blood.
You don't know.
You don't know.
Look, what I do know is that there are vampires. Okay, I will give you vampires are real. Vampires drink blood. Fine, whatever. That shit happens. Okay, they live their lives. They tend not to fuck with people for the most part because they've got this code or something, whatever. But I mean, so what? So they made up an article and they put a painting of the same woman from the made up article that they had in the mirror and put some special effect in it.
right. She's right. You know we're
Kate's in
supposed
full
to be
denial. Kate
we're
is
supposed to
in
be
full
solving a
denial.
mystery, right? So like
Yeah.
they put articles for us to figure out, and then it's like an escape game, right? We just gotta
Yeah,
figure this
exactly.
out.
You know,
I think it's about that time that you hear the terrible shrieking scream of Lynette coming from around the bedrooms.
Oh, damn
Kate
it.
turns
oh,
and runs.
God. Oh no, no.
Kate just turns and runs.
Good.
Mhm.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going
Mhm.
with her?
Lynette!
That was
Sadie
my
is
question. Is
staying.
who is also running?
Sadie is staying with the largest group of people possible. So if everyone runs, Sadie runs. If the majority of people stay here, Sadie stays here. Wherever there are most people.
I'm a coward, but I gotta figure this out. And I do like a moment where I go, I should, but nope. And I go after Katie.
Oh, damn it. I follow.
So Brad is also following. Brandy will stay with you if you want to stay in this room, Sadie, or she'll go with you if you will both follow the group.
Yeah, no, if 4 people took off running, Sadie is definitely staying with the large group of people. So,
she's you are all
go running.
Yeah, so you all continue to hear the scream. It's not like one of those things where it's just like and then it cuts out because somebody died. She is still continuing to scream, and you can actually follow the scream back to Harry's room.
Lynette?
Yeah, help!
Lynette, what happened?
What's wrong?
Why is that? There's so much blood. There's so much blood. It's too much blood. There's not supposed to be that much blood.
Arthur fucking freezes.
Gonna bust into the room. Kate goes into the room.
Yeah,
she's actually got a drumstick out, and she's ready to snap it in half so that she has 2 sharp pieces of wood if she needs them.
Yeah, Harry's room is very bare. It's almost like a classic college dorm room in terms of just like white brick, very like the like single twin bed, like IKEA furniture type thing. But
Delicate.
but Lynette is looking into the bathroom. Where?
What is it, Lynette?
Sorry. Yeah. So let me see. I'm trying to think if there's like a. Sorry, I'm looking through to see if there's like a maintain. Yeah. So anybody that's looking into the bathroom is going to have to roll upon seeing this. You see, a big, like an old school, like clawed bath, like individual bath, like standalone bath in the middle of the room that is full of something red that you could assume is blood. That if you look up is dripping from the ceiling. where you can see Harry, who appears to be nailed up there and slit open. There shouldn't be. The tub is full. There shouldn't be that much blood.
He shouldn't be nailed to the ceiling.
And he shouldn't be cut open.
Yeah. So what's going on in there?
Harry's dead.
Harry's dead.
Nope.
He's
nope.
Nope.
Yeah. Pretty sure, unless that's like a mannequin or something, I don't know. I'm not
touching
going
it.
to climb up there yet. But yeah, Harry's dead, and she's just kind of guiding Lynette around.
Brad looks at you and he's just like, right? I told you we didn't know. I told you we didn't need the names that long.
He was the other guy.
GM, was Harry in Sadie and I's side of the house?
No, he was not.
No,
you had Brad and Brandy on your side.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
Yeah, Kate's turning Lynette around, and she's just kind of looking up at the body, going, "Yeah, that's not good." And you said we were supposed to make a roll?
I'm gonna save that for if you start investigating more in the room, as like a keep your cool while investigating thing. But I will interrupt
she's
just to say, what Arthur, all that you can, whenever there's any dip in the talking, all that you can hear is just this steady drip, drip, like water going into a sink, and that sound is just grating.
Nope. Okay. Hey, could someone come out here and just sort of just sort of talk with me here? I need to get my mind off of that sound.
I really want to look at this though.
Yeah, but
I can stay.
Okay. Do you know what
if you need someone, I can stay with
is?
Fine.
No. It's.
Are you afraid of phones?
No.
Why would he be afraid of phones?
I don't. It's not my thing.
Like, okay, phonophobia is it's like the fear of. It's more specifically loud noises, but it can be specific noises too, and the dripping is sort of getting to me. Okay. And like, just sort of, sits down and leans against the wall and just sort of is like hugging himself around his knees. Just like, Nope. Okay. Cool.
I will say, if you need an option, you do have the soundproof closet in your room, or you have visited the confessional booth in your time here, which is also soundproof. If you need somewhere to go. No.
Yeah. What was the divorcee's name again? Remind me.
Brandy.
Oh, Brandy. That's. Brandy.
Single and ready to mingle, Brandy.
Could we just go somewhere not close to here for a second and just sort of talk?
She entirely misinterprets your intentions here.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure we can find someplace quiet to go and talk.
No,
doctor. You're a doctor, right?
No, just a master's. But I mean, I guess if that's your thing. Oh.
You lead the way.
Arthur is like now beet red because his empathy's low. He doesn't have any awareness of like social cues and stuff, even though he's a college professor. He's like, You know, why don't we just go in that room? Like, why don't we just go down the hall a bit and just talk, like, just actually talk, like, physical talking. Okay. And he just sort of awkwardly gets up and walks down the hall.
Yep. All right. So Arthur and Brandy have left the scene. Now we're Kate and Damien inspecting the body. And
Yes.
Sadie, however, you would like to be involved too. Nope.
Sadie's like, she's there because that's where all the people are, but Sadie's like, not again. No, not again. Not doing this again. Staying far away from Drippy Body.
All right. Which of you would like to? So I guess one of you can investigate. You can both investigate.
I'm gonna look for a chair in the room and bring it over, and like stand on it to like get a better look at it.
Okay. To get a better look at Harry, correct?
The body, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you can absolutely drag the small, like, dorm equivalent chair from his room, and so he's directly above this big ass tub. So you can set up the chair next to it, but you're gonna be reaching a bit over there.
Yeah, I figured that. Still gonna go for it. Yeah.
What is Kate doing?
Well, Lynette said that it shouldn't be that much blood, so she knows that Lynette just retired as a nurse, so she's going to take Lynette's word that this is blood. She's watching Damien kind of teetering on this chair, reaching out and touching, trying to reach out and touch, and she just taps him on the, reaches over and kind of taps him on the back and hands him a drumstick. Here, that's, I mean,
thanks.
It could be like, special effects kind of stuff, mannequin, maybe? Because why would they? How? That's some work.
That I agree. That is some very impressive dedication to craft kind of work. But I'm sorry, after reading all those articles and seeing the mirror, I'm kind of teetering between, hey, this is some great, awesome physical special effects, to maybe we gotta spook him up in here.
So can you tell that close? Can you tell? Is it really him?
Well, let's see here. And I kind of like lean up and I take the drumstick and I like kind of like move a bit at the wound and everything to check that out.
Got it. So you're kind of poking into it with the drumstick.
I'm poking at it with the drumstick. Yeah.
Okay. Trying to think. So I'll say, since we can make a smarts roll here to see what information you gather from the body, okay. or we could alternatively, we could go with you get a base amount of information from it, but then maybe you may need to make a grit roll to kind of keep this chair from teetering over, since you're leaning over it to reach. The drumstick's giving you a little bit more reach, but it is a high ceiling.
Can I make the smarts roll?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll definitely go for the smarts roll because my grit not the best. Or I could do. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna go with the other one. Go with the grit roll thing. If I can get better, if I can get more information with that, and I would like to use my crit to automatically pass it.
Sure. So you're able to maintain this precarious position as long as you need to look at as much of the body as you want, and you get to introduce a truth.
So looking at the body, I'm kind of like taking the drumstick and poking away the body, get as much as I can looking at it. The person, like Harry, was sliced up first and then was bolted to the ceiling. Like there was a very specific order of the way they did it. Like they cut them up first and they let the blood drain into the tub first, and then they put them up to the ceiling afterwards to let more blood drain into the tub. That's why it looks like there's so much blood in there.
All right.
Is that him? Is it
Yep.
really Harry?
Yep. And judging by this, it looks like whoever did this, they put it up here intentionally.
Kate's gonna start looking around for more blood. Because, I mean, that's all of this kind of stuff. I mean, you watch enough slasher movies and whatever, which, I mean, she kind of does. You know about arterial spray and all of that kind of stuff. And it's never, I mean, the whole point of Dexter is the fact that he goes around cleaning up after himself. So that's what she's doing. She's looking, she's like, man, it can't be just in the tub. It's got to be more. And she's going to look all through the bathroom and then out into the bedroom. See if there are footprints, anything that she can find.
I think that would be the spotting things smarts roll.
Okay.
Which I'm going to make this a desperate one.
Oh. All right.
Also,
So,
again, because we are in the second hour, any dice pools everyone has are down by 1. But you always get
Okay,
at least
so-
1 for a desperate roll.
yep, that's all she's gonna have to roll. No.
Okay.
No.
So, starting kind of from the bedroom, the truth I'll introduce here. And roll me a d6, because this will be how much terror is the result of this. Okay, 5 is a lot. So,
Yeah.
starting from the bedroom, and you can't find any spray in the bedroom. Like, you're absolutely right. You know that. You've read enough true crime stuff. You've watched enough Dexter. There should be something more to mark where this crime happened. It's almost supernatural that it's not there. You do notice, like, imprints of bare feet on the carpet going into the bathroom. No blood there, but it like left a trail for like almost like just very heavy steps. And going into the bathroom to keep looking for blood. You do notice, maybe for the first time after being noticeable, like obviously and appropriately distracted by the body, the mirror in here is shattered as well. But the blood in the bath starts to gurgle.
That's not supposed to.
So do I just see the blood now starting to gurgle while I'm in the bathroom?
While you are still on the chair, if you'd like to be, or you could be down.
Oh, I'm still on the chair. I'm still very much on the chair, yeah.
It is dark. It is, you cannot see through it, but it is gurgling. And yeah, it looks like Kat's internet might be acting up, but it's the perfect time to switch scenes over to art anyway, because we just had a failed desperate roll, so we'll switch cameras to Arthur and Brandy's first date, maybe?
Okay.
Where in the house would you have walked to?
I'm still wanting to like stick close to, at least somewhat close to where the larger group is, but like out of range of the dripping. So I'm not sure where somewhere like that might be. Maybe it's a room we haven't seen yet, but
so so kind of the rooms you all had access to the first few days, the kitchen, the dining room, the rec room, are all very close to the to the individual bedrooms. There are some other rooms on this floor that you can add in that we may not have seen before. The dressing room area might be around here, if we want it to be.
Let's just go to like the dining room area, since that's close to the individual bedroom. So that way, if more screaming starts, we can get to them quickly.
Okay. So, should I get us a bottle of wine for this physical talk?
It's more of the, oh God, this is why I don't go on dates with women.
You're doing fine. I'm just giving you a hard time. Are you okay? Do you need to sit down?
Yeah, just okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess sitting down will work. Yeah, and he'll just sort of take a seat in the nearest chair, bench, etc.
Mm-hmm. I think Brandy is going to go and get herself a bottle of wine, so you'll have to loan for a moment. You can't hear the dripping from here. So
Good.
Success there. Why don't you go ahead and make me either a smarts or an empathy roll in terms of getting a sense of if something has changed in this room since you all had dinner there.
Good. And the amount of dice we roll is 1 plus the trait, right?
So it's what is your trait? It's whatever your trait is. That's how many
Okay.
dice you get. Minus
Okay, gotcha.
1 because we're in the second hour. But it's
Gotcha. So
it's a standard roll, so you always get at least 2.
Okay. So I get to roll 3.
And I apologize to Don if I got that wrong. Oh, that's perfect. So you got
All right,
a 5 and a 5. So that's a success. So that is a success. What is the truth that you introduce into the scene?
I think the truth I would like to introduce is that a couple of knives are missing from the little anatomy thing that holds all the silverware.
Yeah, they are.
Mm.
And it was a success for you. If it's still okay, I'm going to add on a little bit to that.
Oh yeah, sure, go ahead.
There is blood coming out of the open spots, or something red anyway.
Is there? Do I hear dripping?
Not yet. It's starting to kind of collect in pool and like roll down the mannequin.
Okay.
But not yet.
Brandy.
White or red, or do you want to mix?
Oh, for God's sake, just take one.
I'll bring both.
And you just hear him under his breath. He's just like, "Oh God." Men are better to talk with. Men are better to talk with.
She comes like lightly jogging back with 2 bottles.
Hi. Take a look at that. And he points to the anatomy thing.
Oh, well, that's weird. How long has it been doing that, you think?
Considering there's a pool at the bottom, probably a bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, that is, I didn't want to say anything because everybody was so freaked out over there, but the effects in this place are like top notch, right? I feel like I'm in a movie.
Have you seen the quote-unquote real Harry since we saw that?
Well, no. If he was eliminated from the game, he wouldn't still be around. Now, would he be?
For God's sake, Brandy, what if he's actually dead?
They wouldn't. You think they're just killing people on television?
And he sort of just takes his glasses off and tosses them aside.
I guess I didn't. I'll be honest, I didn't read the waiver all the way through, but I assumed that would have had to show up in there at some point.
Arthur's going back in his mind with anything that he read. Did it say anything about what happened to the people that were eliminated or anything like that?
Nope. And it was very. All the rules were very vague in there about, avoid being eliminated to stay in the game. The game will continue until there is one surviving person. I think there was a lot of flavor words in there that you assumed were just to make it seem spookier, but now seem a bit more nefarious.
Okay. From what I remember, for the people who were eliminated, it was really vague. But okay. Yeah, pour the wine. Just pour the wine, please.
Yeah, pour the wine, please. And that's when you notice that there's a third person in the room with you and Brandy, sitting across from you at the table.
Who is it?
You've never met this person. It appears to be another college-age person, female, in a very dirty and muddy, sorority sweatshirt.
Yeah. Do I recognize from the co-ed thing? Do I recognize her from the pictures I've seen? Or
so it's hard to make out the university on her sweatshirt, but you think that you're recognizing the logo from that article.
Yeah.
You two really need to get it together. You're not going to last very long in this house.
You know what, Brandy? I think I'm good on the wine. I'm just gonna go. If you want to come with me, great. If you want to come with the apparently dead chick that I just saw in a newspaper clipping, have fun with that. And he just walks out.
This feels like it should be an empathy or a cool roll. I'm fine with either.
Okay. It's definitely going to be cool.
But this is going. It's going to be a desperate cool roll.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
How many do you have in cool?
I have 3, so I have a decent chance.
Okay, so we're down to 2 because of the time. So you need a 6 on 2d6.
Good. Nope.
Which you don't get. So
I have to roll a d6 and add that to terror, correct?
Yep.
Alrighty. See what happens there. Okay. I'll take a 4, sure.
Right. So it's you. I'll say you are flustered but able to leave the room. You're just not really paying attention to what door you go through.
Sure. Yeah, fair.
And so as you turn around, and it's in front of you is just this bright light and a camera in a screen, and you recognize you've walked into the confession booth, and you hear the door locking behind you.
Okay. Did it lock
and if you don't mind,
when I went into it?
Every time. It locks every time.
Okay. So I don't have to freak out over that. Cool.
Well, I mean, you might want to. But
yeah.
Why don't we go ahead and pass the spotlight to the player of your choice after that failed roll?
I'm trying to think of. We haven't seen some stuff from let's do Sadie. We haven't seen stuff from Sadie for a bit.
All right. So Sadie, last we left you were not investigating the bathroom, but you were on the scene still.
Yes, and Sadie has turned her shoes around in her hand, so it's stiletto weapon, just in case. Looking around for anything else that might be creepily out of place or that she might be able to use to protect herself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, you've got your stilettos for sure. There's a bunch of sharp stuff. Well, actually, I guess you haven't seen Harry. so you don't know that there's a bunch of sharp stuff holding him to the ceiling.
I do not, like, I probably, like, was in the room and, like, through the, like, kind of saw a glimpse, like, through the doorway and was just like, nope. And back, I'm like, not getting a closer look at any of this. And I just, like, okay, so that's one down. How many of us?
7 left. Brad is by your side. You know, he views you as his alliance now. He's sticking to you until you tell him to go away. So, like,
the odds
I
are
feel like
getting better.
I feel like they're gonna find any clues in there because they're like obsessing over the body. Should we look elsewhere? What do you
I
think?
think so. But yeah, let's kind of duck away.
Nice.
But like
Where would you...
they can deal with that creepy and
Do you think, should we go back out to the backyard or should we look for new rooms? Where do you want to go?
let's look for something new, I think. You know,
I will
see if we can
say,
figure this out before them.
for the point we are time-wise in the game, we'll say this is our final hour. So now there's a 2 dice deduction to all of our stats, all of our pools for this last bit. All right. So it's out of character. You've got access to kind of all of our rooms here. Where do you think you'd like Sadie to wind up?
I think probably heading down towards the greenhouse.
Okay.
Sort of area.
Sure. Yeah, so it's to get to the greenhouse. You and Brad start going down the staircase that you all found earlier. And it does lead you to what appears to be an underground greenhouse. Even though you had to go down to get to it, it looks like there's light shining in. Again, movie magic stuff, TV magic, who knows what the actual lights are. But what you see in this room, there is a big old blooming corpse flower right in the center. In addition to that, everything here is so well kept together. Like, the flowers all look immaculate. There's not really any gardening supplies. There's no shears if you were still looking for a weapon, but you don't see any fertilizer or anything really. What you do see is kind of in the middle of the room, there's just it looks like a scarecrow, but instead of made of straw, it's made of like twigs and sticks. You could swear you saw that outfit before on Harry.
That's vaguely familiar. I don't know. There's all these people. I don't really pay much attention to any of them, but
Nah, so should we like start digging stuff up? Like buried treasure in this room? Or like should we break that guy apart? Maybe there's like a clue in him. Feel free to pick something. I feel like a lot of
dig in the pockets. Like
So I feel like a lot of my instincts are to like break stuff. Okay.
You break stuff. I'll do the like less dirty looking.
Got it. Yeah, Brad starts just digging essentially with his hands.
Yeah, Sadie is not about to break a nail digging in the dirt. That's not a thing that's gonna happen. But she will like reach around in the pockets, and if there's like any like small like pots or anything, kind of like.
So you're reaching. Okay, so are you reaching into like pockets in the ground, or are you reaching into the scarecrow's pockets?
No, in the scarecrow. Yeah, scarecrow's pockets. Like the.
You can make either I'll say again, smarts or empathy. So smarts for spotting things, or empathy for general supernatural awareness.
Okay, and then we're down 2 dice.
Mm-hmm.
So that puts it at 1.
So
If I
it's
had
a
3
standard roll, so you always get at least 2.
Okay.
So you've always got a chance to succeed.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
So you
not so
take
smart.
one. It's okay. It's fine. Everything is going to be fine. So you take. I'll say you take 1 terror from that, and you do feel something in one of the pockets. You feel. I don't know, it's not paper. It's like different texture than that, but almost like something square.
And Sadie pull it out, and she'd look it over first before drawing Brad's attention to it, because he is still competition. So
Yeah, it is.
a little bit of upper
It
hand
is,
doesn't hurt.
you find a bunch of Polaroids. So it all looks like it's been all the pictures as you start going through them look like they've been taken around the house, but kind of different eras in the house. Like you see, like folks in college attire, kind of like 90s looking styles. You see going back into like 80s, 70s, and as you're looking close, it's like you can see like almost like wisps of faces, kind of in any reflective surfaces in these photos. And then I think the point of terror comes from at the very end of the roll, or at the very end of the pile. There's a picture of you, but not in the house. It's from the night. It's of you hiding on that night.
Oh shit. And at that, Sadie very audibly gasps and like drops all the pictures, but holds on to like that one, but the rest just like spray everywhere. And she probably like backs up and like just tumbles into Brad, who's like on the ground digging behind her.
Geez, you okay?
No. And then like they've like there's a, and Sadie's just like not able to like form the sentences to get the words out, like, and she just like shows him like stammer shaking, shows him the Polaroid, like, this, how'd they get this, like,
do you have like, is this up on like Instagram or something?
no, like, no one, everyone died, like, there, if there was someone there that took picture, like, Sadie's thinking back to that night back in college where she was at a haunted place and things happened, and one by one everyone was picked off and disappeared or died or dismembered, and Sadie and Drew were the only people left. And the fact that there's a picture from that night is beyond terrifying, because the only way in her head someone could have got this is if they were the one doing it.
Right. So like, people died. Like, are you just? I don't know if this is some kind of like strategy, or if you're a plant for the show, you have to tell me that. If we're gonna be partners, you have to tell me that. Are you messing with me?
No, not a plant. Lots of people have died before, and I made it, and I'll make it again. But fuck, how the hell? And she's just Nope.
That Brad is clearly he's clearly out of his league for knowing how to comfort another human being. It's like that sucks.
Yeah, it does. Because Sadie is also out of her league in knowing how to deal with emotions and things. Like, the only person that she could, like, that could deal with her and get her to figure out emotions is Drew, who's not here because she went on this show alone. And so she's just like, I can be strong. Like, I did this before. Like, just don't be alone. It's gonna be okay. Like, you're gonna win and get through this, and everything's gonna be fine. Like, this shit doesn't happen to people twice. Like, no.
No, I don't
Everything
think
will
it
be
happens to
fine.
most people once, to be honest. But I found a camera in the dirt. You see him pull out like a Polaroid camera. This is got to be a clue, right?
I think so. Yeah. And Sadie's like, okay, distraction time now. Like, let's focus on something else. Like,
and why don't you go ahead and make Is Sadie better at quickness or grit? I want to give you what you're better at here.
They're both the same.
Let's make a desperate grit roll here for what's about to happen.
So normally I would have 2, so I just roll 1 though because it's desperate. So
nice. All right. So as you felt after Brad pulls the camera out of the dirt, you started to feel like the earth was starting to like shudder beneath you and almost start pulling you down. You get to introduce the truth here. So what happens?
I think Sadie is gonna kind of assume, like, from California, like, this is an earthquake, and is going to. I've never been in an earthquake. I don't know what you do, but yeah, Sadie is just like, that's her first initial thought. Earthquake. This is perfectly normal, right? Only it seems very like localized to this one spot where I happen to be. Like, I can see Brad, he's not shaking or moving at all. It's just where I am, which is extra terrifying, and probably going, like, trying to get away to him.
If I can add on to that, if you're okay with it, what I'd like to say is
definitely
it seems localized on you initially, but then as you kind of like brace yourself and just steel yourself, you feel it move, and then the rest of the dirt in the greenhouse starts shaking, and you see Brad stumble, kind of still holding the camera up in the air.
Is there, like, and Sadie's just gonna be like, I think there's something under the ground. Like, is there something like big? Because that's her. Like, if it's moving around, she's thinking like there's something like burrowed under here.
What would be under the ground? And then as he's saying that, gets cut off as you see just vines wrap up around his body and just start like yanking him off his feet.
Nope. And Sadie is going to try and like jump onto a table or something to get off the ground. Like, nope, out, nope.
Yep. You see, I'd say you don't have to roll. I say you managed to get away from the shaking ground, Brad appears to be getting pulled into this soil. And he does still have that camera with him. As well
She's
as,
gonna,
I think,
like,
the
reach out,
Polaroids, too.
Like, she's just gonna reach out, like, throw me the stuff.
No, it's like, I hold on to the strap, and you grab that other end and pull me.
Okay. And I will try. But
You
if
don't
it
have to
seems
try
like
if
it's
you
not
don't
working
want.
well,
You're welcome to try,
Well,
but you do not need... It's up
I
to
will
you.
try. But
Try.
mostly I'm trying to yank the camera out of his hands.
Okay. Let's make a... Oh, I don't want to make you roll 2 desperate grit checks, but this feels desperate. So it's going to be another desperate grit check.
Okay.
Nice!
Ooh.
Okay, so what happens?
Yeah, Sadie is going to grab, and like for a second she's gonna like loosen a little bit and then just quick yank as hard as possible to like rip the camera from his hands and be like, another one down. Bye, Brad. You were the biggest competition. I got this in the bag now.
What the fuck? His mouth is just getting covered with vines as he's sunken below the earth at this point. And if it's okay with you, I'd like to hop back to the bathroom, where I believe we left off with some gurgling blood.
So, do I hear the gurgling blood as I'm standing on the chair?
Oh yeah, you hear and see.
I look down at that and I'm like, oh no. And I go to hop off the chair and back up away from the tub slowly.
If I could introduce a truth here with this 5 terror that I've got that's taken me to 6, when Kate heard the gurgling, she startled and knocked the chair. And so Damien, who is trying to get off, lost his balance and splashed into the tub.
Oh no!
So I think I'm good introducing the truth that we knocked the chair. I do think Damien should get the chance to roll there, but it's going to be a desperate quickness roll.
Oh no!
For your reflexes.
So just 1d6?
Probably, depending on what your quickness is.
Oh, because my quickness normally is at 2. I know.
Yep.
It's
just the 1 then.
Yeah.
Oh, almost.
By 1.
So Damien, go ahead and roll a d6 for how much terror this is going to be causing.
Oh boy.
As you are submerged in this blood, Kate, from your perspective, there is a splash. You are, if you wanted to, you could position yourself to be just outside of the splash zone. Like,
oh no, because it was pure accident. She's like, oh shit, and she's like trying to grab for him at the same time as he's falling.
Is it? Am I like fully submerged in this water? So it's blood, rather.
It does. It feels deeper than a tub should feel. You are having to you're below the surface, and you don't feel a bottom. But the truth the final part of the truth I'll introduce there is you do feel something that grabs your leg.
And I'm struggling trying to get up to the surface.
How is Kate reacting?
Kate is like on her knees, leaning in over the tub. She's got her arms down, up to her shoulder, trying to. Again, it's just feeling down. I guess she's not feeling the bottom either, so she's kind of got her arm all the way to the shoulder. She's kind of feeling around for him, so that she can grab him. She's calling his name, Damien.
So I will say, I feel like we can make this work a few ways for your escape. So either this is you, whichever stat works the best for you, whether this is you being cool under pressure and maintaining proper swimming function to get to the top, or just being quick and getting up there with quickness, or like physically fighting off whatever's grabbing you.
I am gonna go with cool because at least I have a 2 dice roll for that.
And if you'd like, before you roll, Cat, if you want, you can assist him with this roll. It would give him an extra dice, but it would cost you a dice from your cool pool for the remainder of the game.
Well, I've only got 1 dice in my cool pool anyways, so because Kate is not a cool person. So yeah, but I will definitely.
You know what?
I can't. Okay.
I will say you could give up if you've only got 1 in there. I don't.
How about
think
an empathy? I'll give it up an empathy.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll let you give away a different one.
All right,
Okay,
I'll give up empathy.
3d6. Right, that's 3d6 for me.
Yep,
Okay.
and you just need a 6.
Hold on a second. There we go.
Did Roll20 freeze up for you?
Yeah, I just froze up. Roll20 just froze up for me.
Yeah, I reloaded it. It's starting to come back. If you've got some physical dice, you're welcome to roll those too. However helps.
Yeah. Just rolled. Oh, okay. Let's try this again.
It popped up on my end, which is odd.
I saw both of the rolls. Both of them had a 6 in there too. So
Yeah, okay.
Cool. How much you needed.
Okay, I nailed it. Yay.
Yes. So between the two, since you both contributed, what is the truth? What happens here?
I'm struggling. I am struggling because I feel something grab me. And I am like, no, and I just start like taking my foot and like kicking it against whatever is holding onto my leg as I'm trying to like keep my head like focused on just swimming up to the surface, because I did not expect this tub to be that deep that I have to swim to the top. So you see me like try to swim myself up to the surface as I'm kicking at whatever is holding onto my foot to let go.
And Kate, as she's kind of reaching down around, will kind of brush up against his arm or his wrist and grab a hold. And Kate is a drummer. Kate has, 4, 5, 6 hours a night. That's some good physical conditioning and good stamina. And so she's just going to kind of lock her legs and reach down with her other arm, hold on to him, and just start pulling, trying to help pull him up.
Absolutely.
Until he breaks the surface.
Yes, he does break the surface, and you two kind of go rolling backwards from the exertion.
Oh my gosh! Okay, there was.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. There's something down there. There is something down there.
There's no bottom. There's supposed to be something down there. There's supposed to be a bottom of a tub.
Something grabbed me. Something grabbed me down there.
What?
Something grabbed me. Come on.
That's when you hear a crack in the porcelain of the tub, and you start seeing just fracture lines running up it.
Kate is scrambling backwards, doing that crab crawl to get out.
Yeah, I'm scrambling up to my feet, and I just yoink Kate with me as I'm trying to get out of this room.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I mean, it's slippery. We're both covered in blood. Ugh.
All right. I will say, if it's okay with you all, after that success and us leaving the room, I'd like to bounce back to Arthur. Are we okay with that?
Yeah.
I'm locked in a confessional booth.
Yes. So, this is our first time in the confessional booth today. It is a narrow, almost claustrophobic, sound-padded room. Nobody, in no part of this game has anyone from the staff or the production team spoken to you all directly. It's all either been written notes or electronic messages left on the screens. And the confessional booth has one just big camera light right in your face, and there is a screen in front of you that types the question they expect you to answer each time. And what you've learned from the first few days in this house is they don't let you leave until they get a TV quality answer. They don't leave until they get to the truth of the matter. You reveal your feelings.
Good.
So on that screen, you see 2 videos playing. You see
Oh boy.
Brandy in the dining room, speaking to seemingly nobody, but talking to a chair across the way from her. Seemingly not noticing cracks in the tchotchke case where all of the dishes and everything are kept behind her. You see just a glaring red face in there as cracks start to appear in the glass.
Okay.
And then you see a
Okay.
scene.
What's the other video?
That would be Kate and Damien, and I think Lynette's trying to keep up with them. The 3 of them racing through the halls of the house as the video screens seem like there's blood just pooling down them. And not just a video effect. It looks like it's pooling at the floor, and they're splashing in puddles.
Okay, what the fuck do you guys want?
Who will you go to is what shows up on the screen.
Okay.
Who will you let die?
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Is it waiting for me to vocally respond, or is it one of those things where there's like kind of like, like a mouse cursor kind of thing that has like the 2 videos and I'm supposed to click on one, or like...
Nope, this is you. They are waiting for an auditory response from you. This is the clips that they put on the commercials for the show. They need this for sweeps. That's what you know.
Okay, and I'm assuming like, at this point, as the blood continued to pour and bring my feet at this point.
Oh yeah, so it's also
okay.
It is also filling the room that you're in as well. If I didn't make that clear.
Okay. Oh god. I'm going with Damien. I'm going with Damien and Kate. Damien is like the only person in this fucking house who's been nice to me, and I've got to be with people who I see as a friend. Let me out. And he starts like, he's freaking the hell out and is just like kicking at the door to the confessional booth.
It seems happy with that response, but one last message ticks across the screen. Any last words for Brandy?
Motherfucker.
The door unlocks.
I'm sorry. And then he just rushes out the door. And he's just yelling.
All right.
He's just yelling Damien, Kate, and Lynette's names as he runs out of the confessional booth.
All right. We are entering into the final part of this, which essentially we keep going, but the deduction and dice, I believe, is at 3 now for the final scene, as we all kind of converge here. And we kind of keep going until there is a desperate failed roll. I believe once somebody is over enough terror that it is a bad result for them. But let's just see how this plays out. We'll set the stage a little bit for everybody, and then you can choose who we jump in with next, Arthur. So you are kicking your way through the door, half covered in blood that is pouring out behind you. Kate and Damien, it's as you all have been fleeing that room, it is as I described to Arthur. The walls seem to be dripping blood, and pools almost start to be like you're splashing at this point. And Sadie, I think you hear a big old commotion, and the walls are also starting to drip blood where you're at. But you got your camera, and you just eliminated one member of the competition.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the help, Brad. and Sadie is going to head back, like exit the greenhouse and head back towards probably the dining room area.
That is perfect, because that is where everybody starts hearing new screaming from. Sounds like Brandy.
God, she was annoying. There's another one.
Annoying.
You've got like,
Oh my
Hey,
gosh.
She deserved
another
it.
one gone. Like, that's one step closer. You got this, girl. Like, you've been through this shit before. Like you deserve this. It's one down, another. It'll be fine.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Would it be, for this final scene, would it be fair to assume that folks are heading towards the dining room? That we reconverge there?
Yeah. I am.
I think the blood flows are pushing y'all in that direction.
Yeah, I'm definitely running towards the dining hall after hearing the scream and like blood also chasing us.
As everyone enters, they do see Brandy there. The cabinet where all of the tchotchkes in this room had been kept, the glass has been blown open from there, and Brandy is clutching at her neck as a pallid, beautiful woman, the one from the locket, stands in front of her, holding a broken wine bottle that has blood dripping from it, and with one hand up seems to be almost pulling the blood out of Brandy and into herself.
I look over at Kate and I say, "These aren't special effects." These definitely are special effects. Oh, we should do something instead of just talking. I take off my shoe and I throw it at the blood draining person.
It smacks the side of the face and leaves almost like a red ripply imprint for a second, and then falls to the ground and back to beautiful visage. Go ahead.
That's all I got.
I'll say, yeah, you two got there first. Arthur and Sadie, you all are free to enter at any time. Kate, while he's doing that, if you'd like, you can maybe make a desperate empathy or smarts roll to kind of, I'd say empathy in this case, to kind of feel out the room for anything. Or if you've got a better solution, let me know.
I think Kate is at the point it's all hit her what's happening, and she's frozen. She's just like,
Got it.
I think she's starting to check out.
Got it. In that case, I'd say, have Arthur and Sadie made it here? Okay.
Yeah. You see Arthur. Anyone who looks at him sees Arthur about half covered in blood. Okay. We and he's just like incoherent. He's like you hear him every now and it's like we gotta leave. We gotta leave. Okay. Oh god. Okay. Oh god.
You hear from the corner of the room.
We gotta do something to help her though, right?
You hear from the corner of the room, that same sorority girl you spoke to earlier, Arthur. You can't just leave the house. You got to play the game. Y'all aren't doing so hot.
The fuck up! And I'm assuming nobody else can see her.
Oh no, everyone can see her now.
Okay, cool. I'm
Hi.
not crazy. Yeah,
Kate just kind of
starts. Co-ed, Damien.
I see the co-ed. I very much see the co-ed.
You all know this is the first round of the game, right? Like, you're not supposed to struggle this much.
Wait, what?
Kate's just kind of backing away, and she's looking at this ghost. She's looking at all of this stuff, and she's like, and she looks around, and you can tell she's like looking for a camera that she can visibly see. This is fucked up. I don't know what the fuck you people are doing, but this is fucked up, and I want the fuck out of here right now. I did not sign up for this shit. Get me the fuck out. No amount of publicity is worth this. Get me out of here right now. I'm
The
done.
bleeding walls do not seem to answer you. But
if they leave,
at
I
this
win
point-
by default, right?
Well, I was going to say, the
Sadie-
camera you do maybe spot is Sadie coming
You're
into
a
the
real
room with a
bitch, you
Polaroid
know that,
camera.
Kate, Sadie.
What? I didn't actually catch you. What you said, Spence. I'm sorry.
Oh, and I'm assuming I heard what Sadie's. Oh, wait, yeah, okay. Assuming I'm bored. Arthur's close to snapping at this point. It's just like, you know, you're a real bitch. You know that, Sadie?
Yeah, bitches usually win.
But this is not a point of winning anymore.
Yeah, most of the time.
People are dying now.
Maybe not for you. People die all the time.
If you want to survive, you've got to win. So maybe get on her level. Geez, like I said, it's the first
Fucking is
level.
get me out of
Just
here.
think of how you found this woman, and then you've already got the tools you need. Good luck. And the sorority girl disapparates as Brandy's body hits the floor.
Why do you have the tools to...
The tools we need.
start breaking stuff?
All right.
So
What do we have that we
Kate's gonna
didn't
start
have at the
attacking the
beginning?
walls.
So I would
Tools that we
say,
need. Kate started attacking the walls.
I'll say this is going to be probably our final action for everybody at this point. So I'll say we can absolutely, if you want to physically attack something, you can with essentially look at your stats and kind of think about what you'd want to do with all of them. You've got stuff for looking for or spotting things, for empathy, for general supernatural awareness, cool just for remaining calm and not losing it and being able to think logically maybe. So think about all that, and then give me kind of our closing actions here.
Ooh. Damien wants to figure out, using his smarts, he wants to figure out what she meant by we have all the tools we need. That's what he wants to do.
She can grip
Got it.
the walls.
So that'll be like a 2d6, because my smarts is usually at 5, and since we're down 3, that'll be 2.
All right. Go ahead and make a desperate roll.
Oh, desperate roll. Oh, okay.
Yep, sorry. Everything
So-
in this final action is going to be desperate, but you did succeed there.
Okay.
Or would you have had one less dice?
I'd like to just roll 1 in this case.
It doesn't. You know what?
Nope.
I didn't specify beforehand. That was my fault. I should have specified beforehand, and I've got a crit left, so you can have that one.
Oh, I can? All right, cool. All right.
Yeah,
All right, great. Yeah.
because I think this is gonna impact what everybody does. That camera is new, and it's when you all found this ghost or found the locket. She was in a station. She appeared trapped in a stationary image. Is the best you've kind of got there. Armed with that new
The camera.
information. Yep. So you
Give
figured
me the
that
camera.
out.
I need that camera that you have.
Okay.
Oh my god, do not
And
do
I'll-
this right now. Do not do this right now. It's the last time. Hey, take the camera.
Like, I'll just,
Okay.
like, toss it at him, like, whatever. Like, Sadie's pretty much just sitting back, currently waiting for everyone else to eliminate themselves.
Got it.
I
Kate?
love Sadie so
Kate,
much.
if Kate could make a desperate grit roll for me, she's tearing up the walls, correct?
Yeah.
And I'll say,
Yeah, she's
as that's happening, this ghost witch, what have you, is lunging. Nice. Is currently lunging at
Nice.
the beautiful bride to be who's just entered the room. So, what truth would you like to introduce here, Kate?
That as Damien is figuring it out, the walls are also not just screens, but cameras.
Got it. Okay. So it's as we are running out of time here, what are our final actions for Sadie and Arthur? As you all see Kate tearing the floorboards, the wall boards out, and it's just camera lenses behind it.
Okay. And oh god, I don't know what Arthur would do. Arthur, he can probably pick up on the fact that Damien has figured it out, and even though he's like halfway too hysterical right now, so even though I have like one in everything right now, if he needs like assistance, could I use my desperate roll to somehow try and assist him? I know that's a little weird to ask, but I feel like he's trying to help Damien at this point.
I'd say Damien's kind of made his final move in getting everyone that information. So Sadie is yet to go after you. If you'd like to hear her proposal, and then you can make a help roll for that.
Okay.
Or you can.
You got any?
You.
Do you have any ideas?
I really don't. Like, yeah, Sadie just not have ideas. She has really just been waiting to pick off, like, for all the everyone else to get picked off, and trying not to anger the house or the game.
Oh.
So she would probably try and beat Damien to solving it. No one else is gonna win. If someone else looks like they're going to win, she's going to try and steal the win or sabotage.
Got it. So the creature's currently lunging at you. Damien suggested that the camera might be key here. Would you like to...
Sadie would grab someone else and try and throw them in the way between her coming at me.
Who's she going after is going to be my question, since I don't have my final action yet.
Yes.
Yeah, no, if there's someone lunging at me, Sadie's grabbing whoever is closest and trying to throw them.
That's
right.
At the...
Probably Damien?
That'll be me then.
There is
close to you because you talk to the camera.
All right, so it's you're trying to. This is going to be a desperate grit roll.
If I see her, I guess once I see her trying to grab Damien and push him, grabbing the closest, blunt, sharp, slashing object I can find, and attempting to go at Sadie with it.
Let's let Sadie roll, and then we'll roll that. Okay. So Sadie did not succeed there. Go ahead and roll a d6 for terror, and let me know where that puts you.
It puts me at 6 total.
Okay. So you're not gonna Okay. So yeah, you try to grab Damien and just drag him in front of you. And I think in that scuffle, the truth is you lose the camera, and at your throat at this point is this bloody, beautiful woman. Just holding you up by the throat at this point. What does Arthur do?
Camera's on the floor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Picking it up, taking a picture of the bloody woman.
Okay. I'd say this is going to be... I think this will be empathy, cool, or quickness, however you'd like to flavor that. Empathy for just supernaturally ghosty things. Quickness for doing it before Sadie gets too much done to her.
Yeah.
However you'd like to flavor it.
I can safely assume that this is a desperate roll. So let's see here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a 1 for any of those.
All right.
So let's go with I'm gonna
just
go
roll
with
a 6. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Let's not worry about it. Yeah, now that's a 2. Yeah, that figures. Yeah, cool. Let's add to that terror, boys. And
yeah, go ahead and roll a d6.
4.
What is your terror at?
So it is currently at 8. I'm not at 10.
Nope, you're all good. Yes, so it's the truth I get to state here as we end. You succeed in getting this. You succeed in getting the camera, taking the picture. You do not do it
In time.
as you're doing it. It's Sadie. You're not dead. You'll survive this. But she's just in your face, like, I need your beauty. I need your youth. And just scrapes down your face with her nails and licking the blood before you drop to the floor as she is no longer there. The blood stops coming from the walls, and you hear a little chime. And on one of the least damaged walls of the room, the message: "Congratulations on surviving round 1. Get your rest. The next round will begin shortly." And that is where we'll end things.
Good.
Oh, God. Oh, that was stressful.
Is everybody okay? Everybody okay?
Yeah. I'm good.
Yeah,
I am good. I am
Yeah,
good. Just stressed out, but I'm good.
That was stressful. Oh, my gosh. I love Sadie so much.
Yeah. Oh my!
I
loved all
love
of
her
your
so much.
characters.
It's like, Damien's like, give me the camera. Sadie's like, I love that little pause. I
All
love
right.
Can
that
I
little
just say-
pause she had.
Sadie may not wake up in the morning because Kate's really, really pissed at the moment.
Oh man!
Oh my
I mean,
God, I love Sadie so much.
I mean, not gonna lie, Kate, if you want help,
Yes.
The thing is,
Arthur.
Sadie was thinking about the like I was thinking about using the camera initially, and then was just like, you know what? I think I'm gonna wait and see what everyone else does, especially when Kate started like flipping out. I'm like, hey, like if they, cheat and get disqualified, I win and I don't have to do anything. So
I loved this game
great.
so
I just
much.
Loved it. I loved
It's-
it. I just loved that reaction she gave. Was just so perfect.
We have run just a bit over, so we're going to do our wrap-ups just so we can get to the cult folks next. That is, if that was not enough spooky stuff for you, do not go anywhere. We're continuing that theme. But yes, we'll go around, we'll introduce ourselves, do outros and all that. I'm Patrick. I am a Tactric on Twitch and on Twitter. You can catch me playing games wherever people will let me. Next time you'll see me is Tuesdays on the Blackfeather Guild. I am in a Hunters of Calamity, which is our Borderlands, legally distinct from Borderlands, Borderlands-inspired game. Spence, please.
Yeah.
And
Before I go into full outros, I would like to say, Donathan Fry, because I know you're watching, you are a monster, and I love you for it. Anyway, so I am Spencer DVA on Twitch, Twitter, Discord, etc. Oh god, this was awesome. This is my first time playing with both Wally and Chai. It was super cool. Loved it. I guess if I'm plugging anything, Friday night, around the same time that Wild and Chaotic is going on, we will be playing the first session of a new Star Trek Adventures game over on a friend of mine's channel, where I'll be playing our Chief Medical Officer. And it's going to be hopefully less stressful than this horrific 3 hours was.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wally, please save us.
Hey y'all, it's your boy Wally. You can find me on Twitter at Wally132, or you can find me on the Twitch at ForteWally. Man, this is a lot of fun. Thank you so much for giving me the chance to play with you guys. You can find me not this coming Sunday, but next Sunday over with the Killer DM. I'm playing with my usual bi-weekly mass game, Tales of Sunset City, where I play a really fun character that I enjoy, and I think you guys will get a big kick out of the game too, if you love superheroes and teenage drama.
All right, perfect. Chai, please.
Hi, I am Girly Chai on Twitter, and you can find me next on Friday here playing Wild and Chaotic, where Mamazar is not, like, she's more fucked up than Sadie, so, you know, that's a whole nother terrorizing, grim, and perilous thing happening. And then Sunday at 8 p.m. EDT over on Roll the Rolls Twitch, playing some Pathfinder 2 Extinction Curse. And yeah, I just want to shout out my lovely Z for being the Drew to my Sadie and inspiring this whole character. So thank you, honey. Love you. Mwah.
All right, Kat.
Hi, I'm Kat. I'm at Clerk of Court. Pretty much everywhere. You'll find me hanging out mostly in the Encounter Roleplay Discord, which you really should come check us out. We have a lot of fun. The Chaos Chorus is chaotic and friendly, and I think we went through something like 10 conversation topics in under 2 hours the other night. It's a blast. Come join us. We'd love to see you. If you're watching this on YouTube, come join us. Love to see you. You know, we have a lot of people have to watch, you know, wait till VODs and YouTubes, and so yeah, you're just as much part of the Chaos Chorus as everybody watching live now. You will see me tomorrow here on Encounter Roleplay at 6 p.m. Eastern. 6 p.m. Eastern, because times are a thing. In Modifius Star Trek, we are doing they just released their Klingon core rulebook, so we are playing Klingons going after the Sword of Kalis, and it's a lot of fun. Kapla!
Awesome. All I want to say is thank you again, Don, for letting me run this system. I hope I did not butcher it too badly for everyone. Thank you to Encounter Roleplay for letting me run a game here for the first time. I was super anxious about this. And yes, stick around for the cult game next. And tomorrow, join us at 3 p.m. here on Encounter Roleplay for an Arium one-shot. Again, they have their Kickstarter going now, and that is a great game that's all about world building and exploring the awesome worlds that you make. And I think that's it. I think that's everything. So yes, thank you everybody for watching.